Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be a book wrap up for specifically September, and then diving into the new book list for October. I'm not going to really do a TBR for the month of October, although I am doing a readathon and I have many books that I want to get through. I'm just kind of, with a few exceptions, I'm just going to kind of read the prompts listed and go through my book list and sort of read what I feel like at the time, just because that's kind of the mood I'm in. So I'm not going to make a list ahead of time for the moment. But going over the books that I read last month, and I will do reviews. There are brief reviews already for all these books up, and then I will do deep dive reviews as they will gradually come out. So last month I had done the Scooby-Doo Readathon, which was hosted or created by Emily, or rather, sorry, created by Simone from Me, Simone, and I. And it was co-hosted by Clint from Reach Readers and Emily from Novel Novels. And for that, I had read 7 or 8 books for it, and then moved on to another series. So for that one, I had read the final book to a Nora Roberts saga that I had been reading. It's called Chesapeake Blue, out of the Chesapeake Bay saga. And again, I'll have reviews. Again, there's a brief review for all these books that are already up, so I'm not going to really go into them. And then I will do, again, more in-depth reviews as those will come out over time. So I read that one, and then for the second prompt, I read Rebecca by Daphne D. Marer, which was suggested and recommended by Nikki from I Read Past My Bedtime. And then for the third prompt, I read The Alchemist by Michael Scott, which is one of my favorite series and is a reread for me. And then for the fourth prompt, I read Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. For the fifth prompt, I read The Evil Queen by Gina Shelter, a book that I really enjoyed, and I really enjoy doing, or will do, a deep dive video on that one. For the sixth prompt, I had read The Last Unicorn by Peter Beagle or Bagel. And then for the seventh prompt, I had read the group book, which was the Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantro, and that one was a real disappointment. I also read for the month of September for the voted book from the Instagram book club that I am a part of, hosted and created by, again, Nikki from I Read Past My Bedtime, and I will link her channel down below so you can check out all her info, as she is a true joy to watch. The book that I read for the book club was called Killing November by Adriana Mather, and that was the book that we had all voted on. And then I will do, there's no review of my thoughts on that one just yet, but that one will come up soon. And that was another book that I had really rather enjoyed. And then once all that was done, I decided to continue on with The Alchemist story, as although it is a reread for me, it's been a while since I've reread it. So I have gotten through the first 4 books, I think, or no, first 3 for sure, and I think I've started the 4th one or 5th one. I have temporarily paused it just so that I can get through the long list of books that I want to read for the month of October. Month of October, I am taking part in a readathon that is being created and doled out by the Hungry Bookworm, or Julie at the Hungry Bookworm, and she is doing a Hocus Pocus themed readathon. And this one is a little bit unique. It has been co-hosted by Clint from Read Readers along with her, and Nikki from I Read Past My Bedtime. And the idea is each one of them has picked a sister, and they've all come up with prompts, ranging, I think, is between, each one has like between 5 and 7 prompts, give or take. And the idea is you're to watch every one of their videos and read their prompts and pick a sister to follow. And then for the last 2 weeks of October, you go through and read the books you've selected for those prompts. So instead of doing that, because I found that all of the prompts were very alluring and I enjoyed the concept of it, that I'm going to make a month of it. So for the month of October, I'm sort of going to follow all three sisters. I'm going to work my way between the three of them. So I'm going to pick a book per prompt, with the exception of one. There is the Hocus Pocus book, which is somewhere in every single one of the prompts. So there'll be one book that will be the same between the three of them, which I have not read that one yet. But I'm going to make my way through the first two sisters and then ending with Nikki's choice at the end of the month, so that during the actual readathon 2-week time frame, I will do the last sister. So Nikki will be the one that I follow for the last one. And then for the rest of the month, I will follow them, or the first two sisters, reading books to go with each one. Along with that, I will be reading a Stephen King Pet Sematary novel. And I will be buddy reading that with Vera Reads, and I will link her channel down below. She's books and lifestyle, or she has a books and lifestyle channel, and she had done a book on 5 scary books for Halloween, and I thought it was intrigued, and we got chatting, so we opted to do a buddy read, selecting one of the Stephen King books that were listed in her little list. So we'll be reading the Pet Sematary with that over the course of the month, as well as the Diviners. I will be reading that, which is part of the book club, and that was what was voted for this month. So I have a lot of books that I intend to get through. At the present time, I'm looking at maybe 20 books this month. It's a long list, which is why I'm not setting myself up with a list of titles that I aim to get to. I'm going to pick and choose as I feel, based on the prompt that I list and how I feel at the time, just to make it a little simpler and a little smoother to get through. But I will do book reviews on all of the books that I read as I read them. They just may not come out right away, as it's a lot to do in a short amount of time. So that is my September wrap up and my lead on into the month of October. I thank you all so much for sticking around and listening, and if you are new to my channel, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you are an existing follower, I thank you so much for listening, and I will see you all in the next video.